Hello everyone, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another Google certified TV box. This time it's manufactured by Skyworth Digital. This model was released last year and has only now made it to the US market. It's not yet on Amazon, but the seller has managed to list it on eBay and Etsy. This is the Skyworth Leap-S4 and it's being sold by a long-time sponsor to the channel called G31 Solutions. So up next I have a full review of its hardware and features, but before I get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's Android box is sponsored by G31 Solutions, a new startup company building streaming technology for the future. Based in the US, visit g31solutions.com to check out their latest Android TV box models. And welcome back. So in this purchase you have your usual contents, which includes the latest Leap-S4 model, and this is their 4th generation of their Leap line of boxes. You get one Bluetooth remote with Google Assistant, which is a Google requirement for these models. You also get a pair of AAA batteries. You get a standard HDMI cable, a 12 volts 1 amp DC power adapter, and a user manual. So for its build, it has an all-plastic design. It has a bit of weight to it, which indicates that it has a sizable heatsink on the inside. It features the Skyworth branding at the top here, and this is also plastic. At the back for I/O, it has one HDMI 2.1 port, a gigabit LAN port, one optical audio, one AV port, and its DC power socket. On the side, it has one USB 3.0, another USB 2.0, and a micro SD card reader. At the front, it has a power LED strip, and to its base has 4 anti-skid rubber feet with no ventilation holes. So this model starts for the first time with a simple Skyworth splash screen, followed by the Android TV OS first startup wizard, where you pair the Bluetooth remote, log into your Google account, and program the remote to control your TV's power and volume. So this is what the launcher looks like. If you are new to Android boxes, this launcher is primarily designed to work on TV displays and to be navigated with a direction pad and OK button. It has a limited Google Play Store and does not have features seen on the mobile version of Android, such as drag and drop features like on your mobile phones. For basic system info, it shows that it has a Netflix ESN license. It's running on Android 11 TV OS, and here is its current firmware build information. Its firmware provides features such as 4K 2160p display up to 59.94 Hz. It has Auto HDR and Auto Dolby Vision, or you can select to always have them on or off. How the auto feature works is by detecting the features of your TV. If your TV has Dolby Vision, it will default Auto Dolby Vision. And if your TV only has HDR, it will switch to Auto HDR. With this feature, you can play Netflix and other paid subscription services in HD and 4K with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. It has HDMI CEC options, and it works to switch off and start up your TV together with the box. Under Advanced Audio, for surround audio, you can set it to auto, disable surround audio and audio pass-through. I found that in order to get surround sound audio formats, you have to set it to auto. It has Google Assistant feature. Office on.
Sure, turning on the smart switch.
Office off.
Got it, turning the smart switch off.
And Google Cast feature. To protect streaming services from piracy, its DRM info shows that it has Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.3 protection. And to protect against hacking and malicious applications, its firmware is not rooted. With this level of protection, along with its Netflix ESN license, you can play Netflix movies in 4K with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and the same would apply for Prime Video, Disney+, Max, and others. Let's now have a look at its system and hardware information. So the manufacturer is Skyworth Digital, and it's an Amlogic chipset. It runs on 2GB of DDR4 RAM and 32GB of internal storage. Its Bluetooth version is 5.0. Its CPU is the Amlogic S905X4 processor, a quad-core Cortex A55 processor clocked at 2.0 GHz and configured in 32-bit mode. The Mali G31 graphics processor with OpenGLES version 3.2 powers its display. Its wireless network adapter provides dual-band 2.4 GHz plus 5 GHz Wi-Fi AC. Its operating system, as we already confirmed, is Android 11 and it's not rooted. Its GPU has Vulkan Support API version 1.1. They disabled the temperature sensor so you can't get a reading. And for video and audio decoders, for video it comes with HEVC, VP9, AV1 and Dolby Vision. And for surround audio it has Dolby Atmos EAC3 and DTS HD. And that's its system and hardware information. For watching YouTube videos, you can use the default Android TV app that plays videos up to 4K 2160p at 60Hz with HDR. Or as an alternative, if you would like a more advanced YouTube experience, you can install the Smart YouTube TV APK version where you can select between the VP9 format and HDR AV1 formats. However, both the Android TV version and the Smart YouTube TV version are cropped into a 1080p frame because that's the resolution of the launcher or user interface. Only boxes like the Ugoose models have the feature to set their user interface to 4K to view YouTube videos without cropping. When it comes to playing 4K self-hosted videos off of external storage, I discovered that with 4K HDR and Dolby Vision videos, the only media player that can successfully trigger the HDR and Dolby Vision feature is the Kodi media player. I tried the MX player and VLC and they played the videos but could not trigger those features. So using Kodi, this is an HDR10 video. This is an AV1 video. Here is a Dolby Vision video without surround sound audio. Here is a Dolby Vision video with Dolby Atmos. This is an HDR10 Plus video. And this is HLG. For surround audio, you are limited to 3 Dolby formats: Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, and Dolby Surround. You don't get any DTS formats or Dolby True HD. To get Dolby Atmos while playing Netflix movies, you have to set the surround sound audio settings to auto. To get Dolby formats when playing self-hosted videos, you have to set it to pass-through. You also only get surround sound audio for self-hosted videos using the Kodi media player. So this is Dolby Atmos. Next, Dolby Digital Plus.
Whether the soundscape sits the mood of the scene.
And Dolby Surround. For Android gaming, your options are minimal. With its 2GB of RAM and a limited Google Play Store, many games are unavailable. Also, sideloading APKs is allowed, however, most higher-end games will not run on 2GB of RAM. Games that do install from the Play Store run well with high graphics. Now for some benchmarks and where it ranks on my chart. First, the benchmarks of its RAM copy speed and internal storage read and write speeds. It has a RAM copy speed of 3590 megabytes per second. Its internal storage has a read speed of 128 megabytes per second and a write speed of 63 megabytes per second. Benchmarking its Wi-Fi bands and LAN port shows that you only have maximum bandwidth on the 5 GHz band. The 2.4 GHz band based on my network speed could only muster around 57 megabits per second. And it also shows that its LAN port is not a gigabit LAN port, averaging around 94 megabits per second. So I retract my statement in the intro where I said that its LAN port is a gigabit LAN port. In benchmarking its CPU's single-core and multi-core threading performance, the Geekbench 5 CPU benchmark registered a score of 154 single-core and 470 multi-core. In benchmarking its GPU's performance, the 3D Mark Wildlife test kept crashing due to the lack of memory, so I performed the Slingshot test instead that uses fewer resources and no Vulkan support. It generated a score of 598 with an average FPS of 1.70. And in Antutu version 10, it got a score of 135,331. Let's now see where it stacks up against other boxes on my chart. So with these benchmarks, the Leap-S4 ranks at position 13 at the point of making this video. I gave it a 3 out of 5-star rating for its quality build, Dolby Vision decoder, and Google certification. So if you would like to view this chart to help you decide which is the best Android box to purchase or which one suits your needs, I placed a link in the description below. In summary, based on its hardware specs and benchmark performance, the Leap-S4 is classified as a budget certified Android model. It's not meant for gaming, but as a simple model for streaming subscription services such as Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, and Max in HD and 4K with Dolby Vision. It has some firmware issues to iron out in the department of 4K video playback and surround sound audio, but other than that, this is a solid device. So I've come to the end of my review. Special thanks to Gel4 Solutions for sending their very first model for review. If you are interested, be sure to check out their purchase links on eBay and Etsy. I placed the links in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about product releases, open box prices, and giveaways. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next one.